Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Let's say you are at war with your neighbor. And regardless who started the war, let's say it was you starting the war. And you fight with a neighbor. And let's say the neighbor tries to assassinate your mother. What would you do? When you find out, when it's confirmed that he really tried to take your mom out, what would you do about it? Would you try to do the same thing? Would you get the big guns and finish the little scuffle that you had with your neighbor? Or you would just take it easy and say, hey, it's okay, nice try. First attempt, check mark, try again. Would you do that? Well, obviously not. So we have here Medvedev, the former president of the Russian Federation, former prime minister of the Russian Federation, and he makes a direct threat to Ukraine and some European countries. And he threatens to strike nuclear power plants in Ukraine, 3 of them, and some in Europe, in a retaliatory strike if it's confirmed that an attack on a Russian nuclear power plant was conducted by the Ukrainians with the help of the Western states. Now, that's not an easy threat. I have an article coming from Ukrainska Pravda, and let's read it. So this article comes from today, July 9th, 2023. Ukrainska Pravda headline: Medvedev threatens to strike 3 Ukrainian nuclear power plants and nuclear facilities in Europe. By this one, just like this, sounds, oh my God, he's crazy. All right, but why? So Russian Security Council Deputy Chairman Dmitry Medvedev has threatened to strike 3 Ukrainian nuclear power plants and nuclear facilities in Eastern Europe if an alleged attempt by the Ukrainian armed forces to attack the Smolensk nuclear power plant in Russia with NATO missiles is confirmed. So if an alleged attempt is confirmed, so that allegedly, or Medvedev claims that someone, if it's confirmed that an alleged attempt by the Ukrainian forces to attack the Smolensk nuclear power plant in Russia, then he threatens to strike 3 Ukrainian nuclear power plants and nuclear facilities in Eastern Europe. Now, the source is Medvedev on Telegram. Quote from Medvedev. Now, let's see the direct quotation translated into English by Ukrainska Pravda. If the attempt to attack the Smolensk nuclear power plant in Desnogorsk, Russia, with NATO missiles is confirmed, we should consider the scenario of a simultaneous Russian strike on Pivdeno-Ukrainsk, Rivne and Khmelnytsky nuclear power plants, as well as on nuclear facilities in Eastern Europe. There is no reason to hold back. End quote. An alleged attempt by the Ukrainian armed forces to attack the Smolensk nuclear power plant with missiles was reported on Sunday evening by the propaganda telegram channel MASH. There is no official information on the matter. According to MASH, Ukraine allegedly attempted to carry out a missile attack on the Desnogorsk nuclear power plant in Smolensk Oblast and a military airfield in Kaluga Oblast. The Telegram channel suggests that British-made Storm Shadow missiles were used in the attempted attack on the nuclear power plant. This is supposedly evidenced by the wreckage. And I'm quoting, both missiles were shot down by Russian air defense in the skies over the village of Bitosk, Bryansk Oblast, Russia, at around 1400, that's 2 p.m. The first one fell into a field, the second one the premises of a sawmill. End quote. MASH claims. Background. Earlier on Sunday, July 9th, the Russian-appointed puppet leader of occupied Crimea, Sergei Aksyonov, said that air defense forces had shot down a cruise missiles near Kerch. I covered that in an early video. Now, Vasily Golubev, governor of Russia's Rostov Oblast, also said that the air defense system in the oblast have been activated, that a missile had allegedly been shot down near Kamyansk, and that shrapnel had damaged the roofs of several buildings. Bryansk Oblast Governor Alexander Bogomaz said that 2 Ukrainian missiles have been shot down in the oblast, and the sawmill has been destroyed in the village of Bitorsk, or Bitos. Now, what do you think, my friends? What do you think? Let's take, I think, 2 alternatives, or maybe 3, but let's get the real ones. 1. Ukraine didn't try to do it. Just send some missiles somewhere else. Well, the Russians can use that as an excuse. All right, that's solved, right? So let's say the Ukrainians, this is the power plant right here, the nuclear power plant right here. And let's see, I put in an angle so you can see it. I better put this one, all right? My little thing here. So it's right here. The Ukrainians want to shoot, but not at it, right here. And the Russian says, oh, no, those missiles were going over there, actually. And if it's confirmed that you tried to shut our nuclear power plants, then we should destroy 3 of yours and nuclear facilities in Eastern Europe. Now, I don't know why in Eastern Europe and not in Western Europe, but hey, anyway, I mean, I can reason why, but no. And this is the first one. And the other one, let's say the Ukrainians really try to destroy that one, but the Russians blew them in the air. Now, let's say they tried. What would you do? Let's say you are commander-in-chief of the Russian forces. You are Putin or something like this. Would you just say, well, you know what? They're entitled because we attacked Ukraine, unprovoked. Would you do that? Remember, you have 80%, almost 80% support of your population of the work you're doing. So would you say that? Would you do that? Well, then what? Would you say, well, you try to destroy it and nice try? Would you say, okay, if it's proven that you try to destroy that one, then we're going to blow up yours. Which one would you do? Or nothing. Not say anything like... If you do, the other guys will be emboldened to do it again. So you have to react. Remember how United States of America reacted after those attacks on September 11, 2001? Do you remember those? Do you remember how the United States reacted? They didn't even know who did it. Oh, it was Saddam. They jumped on Saddam, the first thing, Saddam Hussein. Remember that one? Now we know, I think we can say clearly that it was not Saddam Hussein. Can we say that, YouTube? So they said that's the guy. And what they do? They attacked Iraq with different, excuses, trains terrorists and weapons of mass destructions. And then after that said, maybe we just bring freedom and democracy and that's it. Okay, case closed, solved and closed. So you can say that Medvedev is crazy, but good or bad, put yourself, as I said, the guy tried to assassinate your mom. Let's say you attacked the guy. Would you say, okay, man, now you went too far. I think we should stop. We should definitely stop. I give you back what I took from you and everything is good. Well, that's in the movies and stories, in the fairy tales. In real life, it's not like that. In real life, if that were to happen and you would try to do the same thing to the other person. Or even worse. You don't believe me? Look, for instance, at Romans and Carthage. What did the Romans do to Carthage when they could? They burned it, took rock by rock, dismantled the whole city, and then allegedly they spread salt, so nothing grew back. You know why? Because Carthage had a little bit of incursion. There were the Punic Wars, if you remember those ones. And those were not very good for the Romans, including when Hannibal came and stayed 9 years or so in the Italic Peninsula, and he roamed around 8 or 9 years, and the Romans were shitting their pants literally. to use a modern word, literally. So that's the way, look what happened to Germany in the Second World War, with what happened to Japan after the Second World War. Germany after the Second World War was wiped. Look at their cities, bombarded like ruins. There are pictures over there. So, and then what happened after that, I don't have to, restate or remind you. So, here it is, my friends. I don't know, I'm not, how should I put it? I'm not supporting what Medvedev said. I'm just trying to reason with you and to see what can we expect from the Russians. What can we expect? That's the whole conversation is. If that would happen, if the Ukrainians wanted to blow that up, should we expect the Russians to retaliate, as Medvedev said? I don't think they will do it. Just say, I think it's maybe 5% they will do it. Why? Because they already, I think they, I'm talking about the Russians, they accepted too much, in my assessment. If I would be, let's say, the aggressor country, as Russia, obviously, we know it is, right? And you have the other guys providing weapons and intelligence and sanctioning me and all that, and I would be the bad dude, I would immediately consider those guys my enemies straight right there. So that's why I'm saying the Russians, okay, one more, punch in the face after the 3,000 you already got from those guys. What are you gonna do? Those guys got what? They got intelligence, they got tanks, they will get fighter jets, they got Patriot systems, they got howitzers, they got HIMARS, they got armored vehicles. What else they need to get? They have some troops in there too, undercover, like they said, CIA is operating over there with special, special operations and so on. So something like this, I don't think it would be for the Russians like, oh my God, that's fill the glass right now, pours over, we have to do something. But you never know. Surprises always exist. So dangerous if the Ukrainians indeed try to destroy or attack that nuclear power plant, which I would be not surprised whatsoever if the Ukrainians tried, because I do not, how should I put it, absolve them of any guilt or any suspicion that they might have been the one in Kharkovka dam. They tried to destroy it, and they tried one time and they succeeded, the Kerch Bridge. So, everything is possible. It's just a probability. And we'll see. We'll find out. I'll let you know. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.